something healthier, try HelloFresh instead. All right, so for the chosen meal of the day, it's gonna be the sesame soy beef bowls. It's gonna show you down here the prep time, the cook time, and the amount of calories. And then over here, it's gonna show you exactly what HelloFresh includes in your box. On the backhand side, on the bust out, it's gonna show you exactly what you need that HelloFresh does not include, as well as how to make the meal. All right, so the very first step in this process is you're gonna get 1 1/4 cups of water. I like to measure them out just because I'm not a great cook, so I like to be precise. I'm gonna pour this in a small pot is what they recommend. And after you pour the water in, you are going to get your bag of rice that they provide you with. You're gonna open it up, put it in. And once you put it in, you're gonna turn on the stove. It doesn't say exactly what heat, but I like to use a medium to low heat. And it also recommends you putting a pinch of salt in. I just kind of like to wing this part. And then we're gonna stir up the rice and we're going to let it come to a boil for about 15 to 18 minutes. All right, the next step in our process is we're gonna get a knife, a cutting board, and our scallions. And we're gonna cut them up and we're gonna separate our whites from the greens. And then now you can see we're gonna have our white scallions on the left and then we're gonna have our green ones on the right side. All right, the next step is we're gonna take our mayonnaise, sriracha, and a teaspoon of water, which I know I put it in a cup just so it's easier to hold on right here. And we're gonna put it in, it recommends a small bowl, however, I don't have any small bowls, so we're gonna use this until we get a drizzling consistency. I'm not gonna lie, this mayonnaise and sriracha does not sound very delicious in my opinion. It sounds very strange. Sometimes I question the things they put in these things, but every meal I've had so far has tasted pretty well, so I guess that's just luck, maybe. I'm gonna grab this tiny spoon and I'm gonna stir it with this tiny spoon. And you're gonna stir it up till it's all mixed up. It's hitting that drizzling consistency. And then it recommends us seasoning it with some salt and pepper. So we're just gonna add a little bit in there, not too much. As you can hear in the background, the rice is boiling, so we'll check on that really quick. Take a nice little look at our rice. It's looking pretty good. Sorry, bad angles. Pretty good so far. It's gonna need a few more minutes. All right, so the next step it calls for is we're gonna take it recommends a large pan, however, this is the biggest I have, so we're gonna have to work with it. It's gonna turn this on to medium-high heat. And then we are going to take our sesame oil and we're only gonna put about half of it in. We're gonna use the rest of it in a little bit. Should be about good. Now I like to pick the pan up and just kind of swirl it around in there so the entire bottom of the pan gets covered. And then we are going to add in our carrots and scallion whites. So we're gonna take our cutting board that had the whites and then the greens. We're gonna grab this knife and we're just gonna scoop those whites in there. And once we have those in there, we're gonna take our bag of carrots put them, I'm gonna go ahead and put those in there. Ooh, don't put the whole bag in there like I just did. Highly not recommended. Just got oil all over that, so that's lovely. As you can tell, I am not the best cook, and that is why I order these meals. Because if you were to hand me an actual recipe where I had to go and shop for my ingredients, it probably wouldn't turn out very well. All right, again, you should have a bigger pan than this. But again, we gotta work with what we got, throwing things everywhere. And then we're just gonna let this cook for about 1 to 2 minutes until it's slightly softened. And then we're gonna add some salt and pepper into it as well. We're just gonna give it a few minutes. All right, next up, I like to add a drizzle of oil to the pan after we removed the carrots from this pan into this bowl. And I covered it because it recommended having it like kept warm. And I didn't really want to waste another pan and keep it running, so we put it in here. Now we're gonna drizzle this on the pan. And then I'm just gonna whirl it around again. And then we are going to go ahead and add our beef. However, I'm gonna do the beef over the sink just because it's kind of gross getting out and I'm not a fan of this part. So you'll enjoy my probably disgusting faces as I do this. Honestly, this is disgusting. It's like, it's all bloody. And I'm not a big meat toucher. Like, I don't like cooking uncooked meat, as you can tell. Oh, it's bloody. So gross. Yum. Get a quick rinse. Oh, it's all slimy and gross. I'm gonna put this on this plate before. Okay, now I'm gonna wash the sink out because I dropped some of it since I still feel like it's like on me. It's really not appealing to me. That is my least favorite part of cooking, 100%. So, and now we're going to go move this yummy pile of meat that I'm so glad I just rinsed off to our pan. All right, now that the part's over, we're gonna move our meat back into this pan that's on medium-high heat. I like to just flop it in there because obviously you can tell I don't like touching meat. And then we are going to break this meat up into pieces and we're gonna cook it for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's browned so that we can then add in all the delicious sauces. Alrighty, now that our meat is all cooked, we are gonna go ahead and remove that excess grease. If you didn't know how to do that, you need to know that grease never goes down the drain in the sink. It always goes in the trash can. So we're gonna go throw that away in the trash can right now. Alrighty, now we're going to add in our sesame oil, the remaining sesame oil that we have. Half of this white vinegar and our sweet soy glaze. And then we're gonna stir it into the meat for about 2 to 3 minutes so we can get a thick sauce. All right, now that you can see that the glaze is a bit thick and it's all covered around the meat, we're gonna add in some salt and some pepper for the finishing touches. Stir that in. All right, now that everything is finally cooked, we're just gonna put all of the ingredients in this bowl and then we're gonna be able to eat it. So first we're gonna take our rice. Now again, this serves 2 people, but I only make this for myself, so honestly I don't eat a lot, so I'll like, it lasts me, I wanna say 3 or 4 meals, luckily. Which is, I think, pretty nice, because then I don't have to worry about meals for a few days. And I do, I get 4 meals for 2 people a week, so that's 8 meals. And honestly, it's almost an overload because I don't even eat that much, so sometimes this box like lasts me like 2 weeks. Like obviously I'll cook things so they don't go bad, but it lasts me a decent amount of time. So now I'm gonna add in the meat on top, some meat to it. And then we're gonna add those carrots that we saved. I'm gonna use my hands because honestly, I'm the only one that eats this, so it doesn't really make a difference. Alrighty, and then you can add your green scallions in. I personally am not a huge fan of them garnished, so I only like to put a few. Not too many, like I won't use this entire thing. And then last but least, you're gonna put your sriracha, oh my god, sriracha and mayo sauce on top. However much you want, and then I'll show you the finished product. All right, this is what the finished product looks like. Personally, I think it looks delicious. I'm ready to chow this down. I'll take a bite in front of you guys so you can get a review on how I think it tastes. All right, and here we go with the sample. Let me stir it up a little bit. Take a bite. Honestly, I would say probably an 8 out of 10. It's not that bad. I'm not a huge like sesame oil and like sesame tasting thing, like, can't think of the word, food person, but 8 out of 10, didn't take too long to make. Honestly, easy cleanup and worth it in my opinion because I'm so busy. I have work and school and all these other things that I don't really have time during the week to make myself meals. So this has been really beneficial for me, so I can have multiple meals saved up. I can just do it in one day, knock a bunch of them out, have them for about a week or 2, and I'm good. Now I'll spend money. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have luck with this if you end up trying HelloFresh. Didn't you just love that HelloFresh meal? Oh, you think so. Have I taught you anything?